caucus night.
I'm caucusing for Romney.
Caucus goers.
I'm probably going to caucus for Mitt Romney tonight.
By now, you've heard it at least a dozen times, the word that only comes around once every 4 years, caucus.
I think the best way to think of a caucus is not as a noun, but as a verb. To caucus means to meet, to get together, to discuss or deliberate about something.
Joshua Dunn, a political science professor at UCCS, says at a caucus, party members come together to discuss the candidates and their pros and cons.
They're deliberating about who should be the nominee for the party. And so that's what happens at a caucus, as opposed to just going and punching a ballot and then going on your way.
Iowa is always the first state to caucus simply because of tradition, although Dunn says not every state has a caucus, but instead some have a primary.
I'll hand the microphone over to Ron Paul.
He says caucuses can vary from state to state and precinct to precinct. For example, in some places, participants are asked to stand up and voice their pick, while in others, they might be asked to write it down on a blank sheet of paper.
It looks very, at least, old-fashioned compared to what you would encounter at a polling booth.
And what about the importance of the Iowa caucuses? Dunn says it's not so much about delegates, but strength.
The momentum that someone can get from coming out of Iowa, and then that propels them into future contests in New Hampshire or the South or wherever else across the country.